sunscreens and how to best protect your kids from the sun. Well, today we are going to break it all down for you. We are really pleased to have with us Dr. Michael Eidelman. He's a dermatologist at St. Vincent's in New York City. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Well, last weekend I was putting a lot of sunscreen on because it was 84 degrees on the East Coast. But, you know, I remember with my own kids that it wasn't so much picking the product as getting it on the child. And so let's start with that, because obviously if you don't get it on them, it's not going to do any good anyway.
Absolutely, I agree 100%.
And you have little ones at home.
I do. I have 3.5-year-old twins, so I can totally relate. One thing that's a helpful thing, which I find, well, first of all, you should try to put it on before you go out in the sun, before the excitement of all the beaches and parks are around. So while you're in the home, we'll try to put your block on first. Creams or lotions, actually lotions are easier to apply because they're a little more watery than creams. And another helpful tip is the spray. Sprays you can kind of quickly douse them with, and then what I recommend is just rub your hand over the skin after and sort of smooth it on. Make sure that the spray has been evenly applied and that there's a nice thin coating so that you don't miss any spots.
Right, right, and you really should put it all over them.
Any unprotected area, you know, otherwise protective clothing can be a real help for a parent. Because that saves you the whole upper body or maybe the lower body.
Right.
So.
And then in terms of the how often you do it, because I know that I used to think that okay, I put it on before we went to the beach, and if it was if it had SPF 50, that meant it would last the entire day. But I'm hearing from you, and when we talked before, you said not at all. That you really have to apply even something that strong. What,
It's true. Every 2 hours is what's recommended, and the reason is because those numbers are actually assuming that you're reapplying it every 2 hours. So ideally, you really do want to reapply your block. And also, if you're sweating, that breaks down the consistency of the product. Sun breaks down it, salt water breaks down. And so you always have to remember, that is only good for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, or else you're going to burn.
Yeah, okay, that's really important, because I think a lot of parents think that the stronger the SPF, the less often you have to put it on, that it'll last for hours and hours. Yeah. Let's talk about some of the products. You went shopping for a few of your favorites, and one of the things you wanted to say starting off is that there are sort of the seal of approval from certain organizations that can really help parents.
Yeah, I think it's really tough as a parent to figure which one to buy, and there are many good ones actually.
Now this is from the.
This has the Skin Cancer Foundation seal of approval.
Okay.
There's another seal you can look for, the American Cancer Society. Over here.
Great.
And also the American Academy of Dermatology has
now, if a product does not have a seal, can you still buy it and feel confident?
You certainly can buy it. I'm not sure you can feel as confident, and there are so many products that are approved.
So we have a couple of things. This is Copper Tone Water Babies. It has a 50 SPF of 50. Now, given what you were saying, does it matter whether you get a 30 or a 50 or a 70 or a 10?
It's an excellent question, and I think the bottom line is you should. I personally recommend at least a 30, and I think when it comes to an ordinary day at the beach for an hour or two, or maybe even 3, I think a 30 is sufficient. But when it comes to those super fair patients who may be more like you, or young children who are between them like 6 and 3 years of age, where it might be hard to reapply, you really should get on a higher block. And the reason is because it can't hurt to have extra protection. The longer time you're out in the sun, the more you're going to need more block. So those SPF numbers let you stay out in the sun. If it's an SPF 30 times longer than your skin could ordinarily tolerate before burning. But if you're out for an 8-hour day,
that's a long time.
You really need to. You still reapply 2 hours.
Blue Lizard obviously makes some really good products. And the spray you mentioned. This is a spray, and again, if they have sandy legs, I found that spray was the best thing for that.
And it's also really good for thin-haired children or maybe men. Because actually you can spray it on, you don't have to worry about the hair, and it doesn't stick.
And
if you have a child who doesn't want you to put on their scalp.
Or a bald baby.
Absolutely, or a bald baby.
My children are bald.
Although, remember, you don't want your kids out if they're under the age of 6 months, okay?
Yes.
But you can wait, you might not be till
They shouldn't be out on the beach at all under 6 months.
Exactly.
And then this, I don't want to forget to mention this. This is a really cool new product. It's a UVSunSense brace. Oh, you put it on. That's great. And how does this work?
Well, these are pretty cool. What happens is you go out in the sun. These immediately change a blue-purple color. And what you do is you're applying your block to your skin as well as the band. And you should do this obviously indoors, so you're making sure you're evenly applying. And what happens is it actually helps to let you know when you should be reapplying. About halfway through the amount of time that it would ordinarily take a light-skinned or a child to burn, it actually will change from the blue color to a salmony brown color. And that gives you a real helpful way of knowing when it's time to reapply.
And
or get out of the sun.
Yeah, they're wonderful products. You had mentioned before that there are there's clothing, there's sun protective clothing, but we really, this is an area that we have to take really seriously.
We do.
Because the earlier they are exposed to the sun, the more likely they are to develop
more
skin
damage
cancer.
and skin cancer later on.
And well, wonderful advice. We could probably spend a whole hour on all of the different things.
We could have a lot of fun, yes.
Yes, things that are out there, but we're going to have a lot of fun this summer as long as you keep
Absolutely. Keep protected.
that sun protection on. Thank you so much
My
for
pleasure.
being here. This is really useful.